Hello, good afternoon, students. This is Priya Sharma from Swami Vivekanand Institute, and today I will be to tell you the UGC pattern framework in their head when they prepare the paper for you guys. So before question, we should realize, we should understand that how they have divided the questions. Okay, so basically these questions we're going to discuss today are from the unit 1. Okay, and from this one unit itself, we will understand that how our questions. Okay, so in total we have 150 questions, right? 100 are of subjective and paper 1. So you should understand that we divide the questions into 3 categories. The first one is easy category, then they have a moderate level, and then the difficult level. So the units, from each unit you get 5 questions. You understand this pattern that only 1 or 2 questions will be of easy level, okay, and will be of moderate level, and the last question will always be difficult, which might come from out of the box, and you will feel, oh my god, we have not done this. So how can we attempt this question? See guys, you have to understand this thing, okay. There is a percentile system. Okay, UGC has this strategy in their head. If they will provide you all 5 easy questions, everybody will be passed now. So that's why they have categorized the questions. So around, even if from each 10 units you do the moderate level and the easy level, you will score easily 40 marks, and that will be very easy for you guys to cross the percentile. Okay, and the 10 questions which are difficult and which are out of the box question, every year they come. Why are structured in the paper? So that you guys lose, then tempting the paper, you will feel, okay, we have not done this part and this has the right, it means we are losing marks. This checks your confidence level as well. Okay, so always remember the pattern of UGC, the pattern of questions in your head before starting, before practicing, and before going to the paper. Now 7, 8 question or 12 questions which I will be discussing with you guys in this live session. I have also put these questions in these 3 levels. First, we will just see the basic questions, then the moderate question, and then the difficult question. And along with the questions, I will keep telling you the strategy, the techniques which you can use while attempting the questions. Okay, so let's come. We are moving forward. See, the first question from teaching aptitude, let's read it together. The prime requirement to become a good teacher is to see. This is a very basic question. Even if you have not studied the teaching aptitude, you can easily solve this question, right? But still, let's check out. The first is genuine interest in teaching. Okay, every teacher, every professor of the college, this is a very basic question that he or she should have the interest in teaching. But is it a complete answer? Is it only required to become a teacher, a good teacher? No, I don't think so. Let's come to the next option, that is knowledge about controlling students. Oh my god, the word controlling. Focus on this word controlling. This is a highly negative term when it comes to the classroom management. And here, this option is completely eliminated. Okay. This is subject knowledge. I feel this is the most important thing. And if you have good communication skills, but you don't have your subjective knowledge, what you will be going to deliver in the lecture. So from my side, this is the most important option, that is subjective knowledge. And last is good expression. A good expression can be held by anyone in any profession. So the most suitable answer is subject knowledge. So by discussing the questions, I hope you are getting the flow chart which you have to follow in your brain as well. Okay. Now let's see the next question, which is a previous year question which has already been asked in the net. That is, which of the following statements are not on the question again that the not word is mentioned. When we are in the examination hall, we are so stressed that sometimes we do not read the question properly. If it is written not, please keep this in your head. You have to find the false option. Okay, now you come to the part that teaching is just an art. In my offline classes, I teach my students that teaching is not just an art. It is a science as well, because it follows a logical structure when we are teaching. It involves creativity. That's why it is an art. It is dynamic, and there are so many characteristics and features of teaching. So we cannot say that teaching is just an art. Now, teachers can be trained only. Oh, there are few teachers who are naturally born as well. They have the communication skills, they have that art of delivering. For an example, there are charismatic actors who are born to be actors like Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan. They have so good qualities. They have that aptitude in their nature itself. So we are not going to train them. They are natural or born actors. And similarly, in this way, there can be few natural teachers as well. Okay, teachers are born. Now, this is not almost, of course, true. It is partial true and false, because I have linked it with the previous option. So the answer is all the above. I hope my pace is not very fast, and I'm just try to cover a lot of questions in this live session so that you know most of the tricks in a very short period of time. Okay, so the next question is, please again focus on the words, the keywords which you have to keep in your head while reading the question. That is, the most desirable skill of teacher is to again read the question, the most desirable. Okay, make the students understand what teacher says. Okay, this is very important, that the main point of a teacher is to make you guys understand what I am saying. If there is no understanding between us, then there is no use what I am imparting you, right? There is no importance whether I am imparting you the instruction or the knowledge if you guys are not able to comprehend what I am saying, right? Next is cover the prescribed course. Okay, sometimes it is important that you have to cover the course as well, but is it most desirable? Just ask yourself. Next is keep students relaxed while teaching. Okay, I am not an entertainer here that I have to keep you relaxed all the time. No, sometimes students are stressed by their own problems as well. So my most desirable skill won't be this, right? The next is keep higher authorities informed about the class activities. Okay, this comes in the protocol section where you are working, whether in an institute or a university or in a college. But the most desirable skill is very clear from this question. That is that I should able to make you guys understand what I am teaching. And nothing is more desirable from this point, right? I hope you are learning so much from this question session, the many tricks, the flow chart which you have to follow in your brain, and you can see the level of questions, how they are increasing, right? Yeah, you can jot down the points, any important points if you feel, and the pattern to solve the question, the multiple objective question. This is the best way to do this, by eliminating option, and this is the best strategy which is applied by any toppers who crack GRF. Every one of them follows this trick, because most of the times you don't know each and everything about your syllabus, and then you can go for educational guess or the elimination option, always there for you guys. Okay, now read this question. In the introduction part of the lesson plan, a teacher aims. See, I have divided all the questions in variety of units. The first few questions we saw is related to the objective of teaching or the characteristics of teaching. Now few questions are from, okay. Now the fifth question I'm asking, that if I am starting to give you the main thing which I look for is assignments. Don't utter. assignments always come in the end or in the mid of the course, not in the starting. Before even I have not explained you anything and I will give you assignment. This is a complete no, a big no to that. Now, aptitude. What is the meaning of the word aptitude? I have already taught you in my very first class that aptitude means the ability to do something, right? So in the very first class, I am not expecting my students to do everything. Okay, I won't be checking that whether they are able to study or not. Sometimes a teacher makes a student from a lower point to the higher point by the by the succession of her each class, right? So many students, many children grow up meanwhile studying, though they don't have the ability from the starting, but at the end of the course they are very able, they have skills to go in the profession and they become toppers also. So this happens. Why this happens? Just because you keep on following that level, right? Next is attention. Of course, this is very important. If you are interacting with me as well for the very first time, so I will try to catch your attention first. Okay, the ones you have attracted, the ones you are attentive enough in my class, only then you will follow what I am teaching, what I am saying. Only then you will be able to get my point. So attention, to take the attention of students is very important before starting a lesson. So this is our answer, and ability is again related to aptitude. So I hope you understood till now. Okay. Now the micro teaching. It's a complete different topic. I give you guys a minute to read this question and then I will discuss what is micro teaching. Okay. So micro teaching is more effective. See, what is micro teaching? Micro teaching is a basic practice session which goes before a teacher start teaching anywhere. Okay, it is a we can say that it is a strategy, or it is a procedure which is developed by Stockholm University, that a teacher should be trained, or we can use another word, that before going to give a lecture to 100 number of students, she should practice in a short group like of 4-5 students, and there will be observers. Okay, there could be other guest faculty members or other teachers there to observe her, to tell her what mistakes he or she is doing and how she can be improved. There are students which will be there to give the feedback of the class, and in this way a teacher is a little bit trained and practice before she lands up for her all day duty or everyday duty. And this is called micro teaching, where a teacher is a student before actually she start teaching. Okay, now let's see the options. That during preparation for teaching practice, as I have already explained you, okay, I have already explained you the meaning of micro teaching, so it's very clear that this is the answer. We can never do micro teaching after the teaching. Okay, it's always before. Here a teacher is a student, where she is learning or he is learning that how he or she should teach. Okay, now again a very simple question, that is, in which of the following subjects role playing can be mainly useful for teaching? See, role playing and audio visual aids, and there are many instructional aids. Okay, and this is part of this. Like for an example, models. If I ask you the question, how like which like models is an instructional aid, right? So where you should use it, in which kind of teaching you can use it. So it's demonstrative teaching. So it's the same question, that role playing will be most useful in which subject? It is very easy question. We all remember when we were kids, we have participated in lot of fancy dress competitions, right? And if you remember, whenever there is 15th August or 26th January, to remember the history concepts, we take the diary of either Mahatma Gandhi or Bhagat Singh. Okay, and in this way we learn about their past, about our history. So this is a very simple question, that role playing is always useful in the history subject. We can never do role playing in mathematics. There are formulas. Okay, it cannot be used in the science as well, and it cannot be used in the language as well, because there are so many languages: English, Hindi, Urdu, Odia, French, Spanish. So it's a very simple question. Okay, now this is a good question. Now we have switched to the moderate level questions. Let's read. Which of the following combines scopes of large group, small group, and individualized teaching methods? See, just focus on the word individualized teaching. Okay, when you are looking at a group, okay, you might be thinking of a group discussion, because there are written two groups, large group and the small group as well. But why you have to eliminate group discussion? Because can you feel that a group discussion can happen when there are number of people, when it's a large group? Can you see, can you listen to the opinions of the other people, or can you jot down, or can you learn from 100 to 200 people if it's a large group? No. So that's why group discussion is seeming that it is the right answer, but it is not, because focus on the words that small group and large group, both words are mentioned here. Okay, the next is differentiated instruction. This is a very important thing. Differentiated instruction, what is it? That which every teacher follows. Okay, it's a very individualized method. If I see that students of my this class are lacking in this thing, so I will be focusing on that. Every individual, every human being on this planet has different strengths and weaknesses, and differentiated instruction is a teaching method which focuses on that, which we know that it's a personalized method, that this student is already in topper and he just needs to correct his few things. Okay, this student is an average, he needs to practice more. I know that he needs to do this thing more. So this is differentiated method, and I can help a lot of students from this method. Okay, now brainstorming is just a storm of ideas that you're just putting so many ideas. It can happen in a group and a large group as well, but it cannot happen at an individual level. This technique is not for an individual person. So taking all the three things, small group, large group, and different the individual teaching, we can take only the differentiated instruction, because this is the only method which can be applied to all three of them, right? I am not saying that group discussion is not important or group discussion cannot be used, but see, when it comes to individualized, we have to focus on all the three words, that all the three words are applicable in which kind of teaching. Okay, so it was a moderate level question. Okay, now come. The psychological aspects of the classroom are best managed by. This is a very simple question. Now UGC-NET don't ask such questions, but still the psychological aspects means that overall overall personality of a student, of a child, is always overlooked by a class teacher, because the subject teacher comes and go, and he just spent a little amount of time with the person, with the kid, with the classroom. So it is the only class teacher, because she has the whole record of a kid with her. Next is, while presenting your ideas in a classroom, it is better to recognize that there can be other views as well. Yes, of course, whenever either we are on a small level school teaching, or we are at a university level as a professor, but there are always other views. They can be same, they can be dissenting, or they can be different, and a teacher should always keep this thing in her head, that yes, there are other options as well, there are other perceptions as well, and we should always be welcoming enough to the other views as well. Though they are contrasting, though they are similar, you don't have to worry about that. That is recognizing the first one I have already discussed. Then is recognize that students are not a homogeneous mass. Of course, I have already talked about this point in the previous question as well, that all human beings are individual. We can never say that students are homogeneous mass. Next is taking dissenting views also in consideration. I have already told this as well. So the answer is all three. Okay. Okay, again, the chronological question and the arranging points is the favorite part of UGC, because from last recent years, they are giving a lot of questions related to the assertion reason, statement types, and the arranging ones. And they're very easy. You don't have to worry about them. I will be telling you the other technique by which you can put a less amount of time and energy and get the proper answer in just one go. Now just read, arrange the following teaching process in order. The first is relating the present knowledge with the previous knowledge. Of course, this is important, but we cannot start a lecture like this, right? Evaluation, by the evaluation you already know that it will come to the fourth or fifth part. The evaluation always happens in the end. Reteaching, now just focus on these 2 points, evaluation and reteaching. By this you already know the sequence, that after evaluating, once you know that the class is not giving you the result which you have expected, of course you will reteach that topic. So the evaluation and reteaching are the last 2 options which we have already found. Next is formulation of teaching objectives. This is very important point, that objectives are always formulated before teaching. Okay, before entering into the class, I have objectives and goals in my head, that which topic I have to teach, what is the purpose of my teaching. So this is the first point. Okay, now we have already found the 3 points. The 3 points numbering we can do, that it could be fourth or fifth, and it is the first. Now presentation of material will always come first. I relate you to the previous topic. First I will tell you what we have done in the yesterday's class or what you already know. Only then I will start with something new. So it's very easy to arrange. We will presentation of material will come at the third. The first is the objective, then relating, then material, then evaluation. One go, we have just done this question very easily. Okay. Now discussion in class will be more effective. See, the discussion is the best way to teach according to UGC-NET. If I see the way I have analyzed the previous year question, discussion is the most answer of many questions. That whenever they ask that what is the best teaching method, discussion is always by them. So you can just take a chance if you don't know any answer, and if discussion is one of the options, you can go for that. Okay. Now discussion in class will be more effective. Okay. Topic not of course wrong if I will not tell you that today I am going to talk about the teaching. So you will not be that prepared and I will not get the best of the answers, right? The next is stated before the start of the discussion. If I say that I am going to discuss about any topic like corruption after just 5 minutes, so you cannot have many opinions and so much of knowledge just all together. If I tell you that you go and come prepared on William Shakespeare, okay, I have already told you that tomorrow we will be having a discussion on the most famous author and a playwright of English literature, that is William Shakespeare. You will come prepared. You will look through his best of the books, his writing style, and you will come a lot of prepared. And every student will come with a lot of data, and it will be a wonderful discussion. Instead, if I tell you just 5 minutes prior, right? Yeah, so the answer is that I inform the students in advance so that they come prepared enough. Okay, now these are the statements questions which I was asking you guys. Nowadays, recently, the UGC is asking either the assertion reason questions or the statement question. Just read them, just read it once. Okay, So, achievement and aptitude tests are designed to assess the upper limits of the examinee's knowledge and abilities. Of course, it is true, the statement is true that the achievement test, the passing test is always checked your upper limits of your knowledge. And the next is objective personality test and projective personality test are designed to measure the typical behavior and characteristics of examiners. See, just focus on the word personality. Either if you don't know what is the meaning of objective personality or the projective personality, but you know the statement is talking about the personality thing, so you can just correlate it with the typical behavior and characteristics, and the both statements are true. This is the right way to follow these questions. You just see these statements individually first and then try to look at the options. Okay, now the most questions and the most students which make a lot of mistakes are these type of questions, which are assertion and reason. Many people don't know how to solve these kind of questions, and today in this live session I will be telling you the best way to solve these questions is, first you just look the assertion, then you just look the reason part, and then you link them, that whether reason is completely stating the assertion statement or are they related, or is it the perfect explanation of the statement, the above assertion statement or not. Okay, just read. The purpose underlying modern and ICT based support system in teaching is to optimize learning outcomes. It is completely right statement that we use ICT methods, we use the online teaching, we use the projector, we use the smart boards, all the ICT based things just to optimize learning outcomes, right? And the next is, an effective instructional support system has to be linked with enhancement of learning conditions. Yes, if you just walk with the time together. Okay, today's time is not of a black white blackboard. Right now today's time have changed. You guys are learning online, you're just sitting at your home and you're just looking the live teacher, so everything has enhanced now. Okay, and the main use of using the ICT and instructional based things, just because we should come with the enhancement of learning outcomes. So both A and R true, and R is the right explanation of A. Okay, now this is the last question. Okay, and it's again very easy. If you know, this is a very important topic of teaching, that is domain levels of teaching, in which level of teaching the main focus is laid on capturing and systematic presentation of ideas and information. Just focus on the keywords, capturing and systematic presentation of ideas and information. This could not be reflective level, because in reflective level we need a critical level of thinking. Okay, we need to build something new. We are doing research in this, so just capturing information and just presenting it systematically is not cup of tea for hair, right? Next is understanding level. It could be in understanding, but in understanding we mostly apply it. Okay, like mathematical problems, trigger problems, we are more in applying, so it is most suitable with the capturing things. For an example, when we were kids, we used to capture things, we used to learn, we used to do rote learning like tables and so many things. So memory level is the perfect answer for this question. I hope this live session helped you, that how you have to approach the questions, and this is the right way. If you practice, if you train your brain like this, that how to approach questions and what is the right way to go to the right answer, I think it will be wonderful enough. And at last, I just want to say is, just keep practicing and keep learning with Priya Sharma. Thank you so much.